We have met the enemy, and the enemy is us. Arrogance, lack of humility, unwillingness to recognize your limitations, shortcomings, lack of qualification. Doinya atmani vedan gopritve baran. So sometimes Bhaktivinoda lists first, doinya, that you have to honestly admit the hopelessness and helplessness of your situation, of life, of human life. Not only can you not help others, you cannot help yourself. As Joni Mitchell once said on a 60s retrospective, she said, by the end of the 60s, we realized we couldn't save the world. She's talking about idealists. She said, by the end of the 70s, we realized we couldn't save ourselves. So in the 80s, she said sarcastically, facetiously, we just decided to make money. Oscar Wilde said, when I was younger, I used to think money was everything. Now that I'm older, I know it's everything. So this type of cynicism, there's a fine line between a healthy skepticism about materialism and just being out and out cynical. Doinya, Bhaktivinoda is telling you not becoming cynical, mean, nasty, always finding fault with everyone and everything. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about self-analysis. As Gurudev said, my religion is finding fault with myself, looking in yourself, and it's not a cop-out or a sign of a weak mind, a weak-willed individual, to do an honest assessment of yourself and say, yes, I'm, in a sense, hopeless, helpless. Right? Humanism tries to awaken competitive ego assertion, and where you can envision yourself as an absolute center and try and extend the circumference or the range of your exploitating capacity, like Ozymandias or Ayn Rand. Selfishness, you don't owe anything to anyone, you're number one, you're the man, the whole thing. Right? Why? Because I'm worth it. All of that, humanistic sloganeering. Right? Whereas Guru Maharaj will say, without the grace of Sri Guru, we are lifeless clay. Yogyata vichari kichu nahi pai. Yogyata means qualification. Yogyata vichare. If you consider, if you analyze, what are my qualifications? Kichu nahi pai. Nothing. Not even a little bit. See, that person will say, oh, don't beat yourself up. You got to believe in you. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Right? Poor Whitney. Right? Another humanistic, slow, empty, vapid humanistic slogan. No, the person who realizes does an honest assessment, just like an athlete would, of where your weak points are, where you need improvement, they get better. What does an athlete who wants to improve do? Play with people who are better than them, not who they can defeat. They want to play someone they can't defeat. That makes you better. Ajita means undefeatable, inconquerable. So the person who makes a realistic assessment of themselves, say like iron, they can be interested in the philosopher's stone, the chintamani, the sparshamani that converts iron into gold. Silver may not feel the necessity for gold so much. I'm silver. I'm okay. happy being silver, but who has a more real, not an unrealistic, they have low self-esteem, they're just beating themselves up. That's not what we're talking about. A realistic assessment.